Hello, boys and girls. Today, once again, we are playing Tycoon Online 2. As you can see, it's been quite a while since my last episode, but in reality, all I've been doing is the very tedious and repetitive process of repeatedly increasing the number of Il62M routes I've had, and not much else. The thing about Il62M routes is there's so many of them um, that it's really not worth, I don't know, even describing what you've been doing. It's pretty obvious. Um, but besides that, I have noticed that in this world, there are exceptionally few good Illusion 62M routes which are available. Like most of the decent ones have already been taken. Um, a lot of the routes which I would usually use um, just to hold the route down basically is I would put an Illusion 62M route on it, like a route like something like Atlanta to Ankara, for example. And then I would just wait until the larger airplanes came out to replace it. And in the meantime, the Illusion 62M would still be making good money for its price. So that was basically the idea of my strategy before. But now, as you can see here, I really do have to spend some time on each route to actually pick it out and make it, because the amount of decent routes actually available is probably less than a third of what is usually available. Like a lot of the small cities in Europe, for example, already have routes flying to all the major cities. Like, for example, Amman in, I think it's Israel, has already been taken to all the major cities in the United States, and that's the first time I have ever seen that be the case. So, as it would seem, this world is the world I have played in with the most, uh, like the highest amount of decent players, I guess, who kind of know what they're doing. Usually you don't see nearly that many. I need slots in Boston. That's annoying. Um, yeah, basically, I'm actually with only 160 or something like Illusion 62Ms. I'm already running out of routes, which I kind of want to take. And I know at the beginning I said there was such an incredible amount, but there's also such an incredible amount of people playing on this server. Um, I find that usually on a Air Tycoon Online 2 server, there won't be that many people actually playing the world. Like there might be 200 people in the channel, but only like 30, 40 of them are actually playing the game. The rest, are the kind of people who log in like once every, 3 or 4 days, buys one airplane, and then doesn't play for like another week or something like that. So I noticed that this server is completely different, where a lot of people actually understand that stopovers are good. If we look at the leaderboards, we can see there's a considerable number of people who have more routes than planes, which means they're obviously using stopover routes. There's much more than I would usually expect. Like, for example, this guy, Tiramisu, I would expect him to become a pretty fierce competitor to me. Um, yeah, as you can see, wait, did I just see that right? No, I did not. But there are, yeah, here, like a considerable number of people with more planes than routes. And that really does speak volumes into that the Star server is actually a more difficult server to win, I guess, than the other servers, which is interesting. But yeah, as you can see, I've already climbed up pretty far. How far am I? 30th. Um, yeah, I only started this world, less than 4 days ago. So that's really not bad. Um, yeah, I've managed to climb to 30th in less than 4 days. So that means I've passed more than 200 people, or almost 200 people, in much, much, much less time. But anyways, yeah, as you can see, I really can't find anything. I can't use Porto because there's nothing on the other side. No Asian cities that I could connect it to. So, yeah, I'm actually really struggling to find good routes now, even. Like, wow, I'm surprised. Yeah, I guess. Also, my World Traveler Index just took a plunge for some reason. It was 3,200, and now it's only 3,000. So hopefully I don't have a repeat of every single world I've ever played in where, at least in Air Tycoon Online 2, except for one, where the World Traveler Index stays low for the entire game. I really hate those games. Very, very boring. I had one game where I reminisce in it, but here's the thing, right? It was the highest World Traveler Index I had ever seen in Air Tycoon Online 2, but I wasn't recording that round, and also I was playing really casually, meaning like I wasn't playing as hardcore with as many routes as I am now, basically. Like, I think I had like 500 planes, 1,000 routes in that game, and I came in first. Um, so like I kept my company really small, or I didn't come in first. I mean, I came in third, I think. I don't think I've ever come in first in Air Tycoon Online 2. I was first for a long time, but of course I do what I usually do, which is I get bored, I stop playing, and I come back and I'm no longer first because all my planes are old. Um, but in that game, I remember I was first until nearly the very end, where I just couldn't replace my planes fast enough because I forgot. So I had like 500 planes to replace. Um, yeah, but that was a really fun world. But like I was allowed to make routes from terrible cities basically because the routes were great anyway. Um, and I really want a repeat of that. But it doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. Right. So as you can see, I'm really running out of routes. I don't know what I'm gonna do in the future. Um, in the coming episodes, if I really can't find more routes with Il62M. I know that because I joined pretty late in this world, 1970, 19 like I think it was 1969.9 or something where I joined this world. Um, because I joined that late, I do have the advantage that I won't have to play very long before the really nice, fun to use aircraft like Boeing 767 and Airbus 330 or stuff like that start coming out, and I can play with those. And those are really nice because they're really, really long range. And there's probably more than twice as many like available stopover routes that you can do once those long range planes become available to you. Holy shit! How is there no route from Vilnius? That boggles my mind. All right, uh, let's try this. I think this works. No, it doesn't work. Too bad. And somebody's already taken my default go to. I could always do this actually. No, I can't. Never mind. Huh. What was I doing? Atlanta, I have no slots. Houston, I have some slots. Let's do New York. I remember there's quite a few cities from New York I haven't done yet. Um, yeah, so once again, I guess we can do like these three cities I've been doing. Um, yeah, as you can see, the quality of route I've been deciding to go with has been dropping a lot. Like, these are pretty bad routes, but I'm just going for them anyway, because why not? Um, I feel like in the late game, last game I played, I think I slightly underestimated the low world traveler index in my world, the last world I recorded. Um, basically, I kept saying that when I would upgrade from my Lucians to larger aircraft, um, they wouldn't be full anymore, but they were still, on the most part, full. And maybe that is just a byproduct of me being careful. So if I don't do that, it won't be like that. And if I make shittier routes now, it will affect the future. But since last time it didn't affect the larger aircraft, and they seem to be mostly or close enough to full anyway, so that um, I wasn't losing too. I was making as much money as I could basically. I feel like this world I should maybe try being a little more relaxed about the way I make routes and just making basically whatever I feel like, just like on the whim basically, because it doesn't really seem to have affected my actual profitability that time. So maybe it won't this time. Singapore is too far, so I guess I just do bank. That hurts. Look at that Bangkok. Oh my god. Oh god, that hurts. That really really hurts. Bangkok is tiny. What happened? Oh well. Um, I'll do it anyway because New York to Tunis is a good route. So, why not? Um, if you do decide to make a stopover, like for example, you find a great route from North America to Europe, like I have, or North America to somewhere, just for example, um, and you can't find anywhere for the stopover to go, I would highly recommend that instead you make the second leg of the route shorter than the first leg of the route. And what that will do is that will make it so that basically it gives the longer end of the route more weight because they both have the same number of schedules, but the shorter route has a cheaper price. So the shorter route will be full anyway, even though it's a worse route, while the longer route will benefit from having more schedules than it usually would have. So yeah, that's one thing you can do if you do find a route, a really, really good route, but no other secondary route to be the other half of the stopover. And when I say really, really good route, at this point, I'm talking like something stupid like Gothenburg to Seoul, like any city that's 300 to a large city in the world. That's what at this point I would consider a good route for this world at least. So yeah, I'm not sure if that's really sad or if that's just the way a lot of people's worlds go. Um, hmm. I was gonna make some routes to London. Um, yeah, I don't know why. I just like making every single route possible to London. Oh man, when London's dreadful too. Yeah, if I'm not obviously you guys aren't playing this world, so you guys have not been paying as much attention as I have to the traveler numbers, but that is a dreadful world traveler index. Even compared to when I joined the game, it was much much higher. Um, yeah, Sao Luis to London. Oh, I haven't shown my financial report yet. I should really learn to do that at the beginning of every episode so you guys can see how my company is doing beforehand. But obviously, you can see it's doing really well because I'm climbing really fast and my company is quite valuable, especially compared to last episode. And you compare the dates or whatever,